Hello peeps and welcome back to Gult's Gorge. Alright, so, like I said between episodes, I went ahead and got my other CPU cores set up. So I have 4 crafting CPUs now, which gives me plenty of crafting ability. I also went and did a small upgrade to my crafting system, my auto crafting system. Just a small upgrade. Basically, what I did was I started with the original molecular assembler, which was this one. Which one was it? It was this one right here. And I just attached more ME interfaces to it. And then I attached more molecular assemblers to that, and then more interfaces to that, until we ended up with the monster that we have here. Now, one thing to note is that in order to get this to run decently well, I'm going to have to dig my way down into another rack. In order to get this to run decently well, I did have to come through here and upgrade this to a dense cable, because that connects to the first molecular assembler, and we're actually using quite a few channels on this assembler device now, because each one of these ME interfaces uses a channel. So the more ME interfaces you have in your crafting network, the more channels you're going to need, so bear that in mind. I'll go ahead and back my way out of here. Rebuild the floor. Okay, I also went ahead and added 2 enrichment chambers over here. I actually took the enrichment chambers out of here and put them over there. These enrichment chambers are set up with a cable facade here. There's an export bus on the side of these. This one is getting a constant exported supply of redstone. This one is getting a constant exported supply of compressed diamond. I don't have compressed diamond automated yet, but it's getting it here. The interfaces know how to create enriched alloy, basic circuits, reinforced alloy, and advanced circuits. I also went ahead and did some preliminary work with the auto crafting system to get to what we want to start this episode. If we take a look in the ME interfaces that I have over there, there are a lot of recipes in here that weren't there before. We have the basic energy cube, the steel casing, the basic induction cell, the advanced energy cube, the basic induction provider, the advanced induction cell, the elite induction cell, advanced induction provider, ultimate energy cube, elite energy cube, ultimate induction cell, and the energy tablet, plus all of the things to get these 64K patterns so that I could easily create these. One thing that I will point out, when you are setting these recipes up, make absolutely sure that any energy cells or any energy cubes that you use for these crafting recipes and this tablet, make sure they do not have any power in them. Because otherwise, when you set up these patterns, it's going to look for one that has that exact amount of power in it. And if you don't have one, the system won't be able to see it there. So if you're trying to set up a really ridiculously complex crafting pattern and you can't figure out why it's not working, check your components and make sure that the components back in the earlier recipes didn't have any power. That took me a while to figure out. So what I want to do today is I want to get our induction cell set up, but there's something I want to address first. Right now, no matter what we do with our system, we are limited to a total of 20,480 RF a tick if we're using the Ender energy conduits. That is our hard limit because of the conduits that we're using. And even if we were to go up to the ultimate cable, the ultimate universal cable is only capable of carrying, this is in kilojoules. Let me switch the interface to RF real quick. It's probably not going to do it. I'm going to have to interface something that has a power requirement. Yeah, there we go. This is only capable of carrying 128,000 RF a tick. We're eventually going to even exceed the universal cable's capabilities. We need something that transfers a lot more power than that. And quite frankly, I'm sick of having cables everywhere. I'm sick of having cables having to come down here. I'm sick of having cables having to come off the reactor right there, go down into here and interface over there. I'm sick of having to have a cable come out of there. I'm sick of having to have cables running all across the floor in here. I'm tired of it all, and I want to get wireless. So today, before we start the induction provider, I might not even get to the induction provider this episode, or the induction cell, but today we are going to start with the wireless energy system from Draconic Evolution. We're going to take our first steps into Draconic Evolution, and we are going to create the Wyvern tier of relay crystals. So everything here starts with the relay crystal itself. The basic energy relay crystal, you get 4 for a diamond and a Wyvern energy core. Wyvern energy core is draconium, blocks of redstone, and a draconic core. Draconic core is gold, draconium, and diamonds. We're going to want a lot of draconic cores. I am just going to craft a stack. We're also going to need a lot of redstone blocks. I'm just going to craft a stack of them. Alright, so in order to create the basic energy relay crystals, we need a Wyvern energy core, which we're actually probably going to want, we're going to go with 8 of these. That's going to use up all of the blocks of redstone I made just about. And then we're going to create some basic energy relay crystals. I'm going to create 12 of them. We're going to upgrade these to Wyvern energy relay crystals. This requires 4 of these Wyvern energy cores, 4 of the base relay crystals, and a draconic core to get 4 of these. So we're going to need more of these energy cores. That gets us our 12. Now, these basically act as hubs in the network. These don't actually connect to anything. These only relay the signal. In order to connect, you have to have the I/O crystals. The I/O crystals are very easy. You use 1 relay crystal, you get 2 I/O crystals. Not bad. But this still requires you to have a crystal on every single device. That's a pain in the ass. We don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have a crystal on every single device, because that means that either I have to actually have a crystal on every single device, or I have to have a power hub in every building and connect every single machine with the power hub using cables. What's the point? So we're going to make some wireless energy crystals. These get a little expensive because these require ender pearls, eyes of ender, particle generators, which is draconic cores, blaze rods, and blocks of redstone, and 1 relay crystal to get 1 wireless crystal. Now, I made a little bit of a derp while I was offline for the last 2 days. I left my Enderman spawner running, so ender pearls are not a problem for us anymore. Not in the slightest. Blaze rods, unfortunately, are. So we're going to need to go get some more blaze rods. But wait. If we're going there anyway, we might as well take this. And honestly, the only reason I'm even going in there you know, honestly, I don't even really need more blaze rods at the moment. I have enough to make one wireless crystal, and that's all I really technically need, but I would like to have 2, possibly 3 wireless crystals. Ouch, what the hell? What burned me? Why are there so many animals in the nether? The chicken is trying to roast the pig. That chicken is awesome. Alright, let's fly around. It's not going to take us... There we go. It won't take us long to find some blazes. And we'll go ahead and toss this on my hotbar so I can see my progress. I will say that I am... The idea of blazes spawning anywhere in the nether now, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it, because on one hand, it does make blazes much easier to find, but it makes the nether so much more dangerous, which I guess isn't a bad thing, because the nether is supposed to be kind of a stopgap. It's supposed to be a limiting factor. Whereas before, when the only thing you had to deal with in the end, or in the nether was... Oh, hi! Return to sender, bitch. What is that? Cherry wood planks from biomes... That's not good. That means biomes of plenty could potentially be affected now. That's not good at all. Okay, well, let's fly around and see if we can find at least 1 or 2 more blazes. I really knew I should have gone and made sure I had everything I needed before I started this episode, but I wanted to record tonight, and I figured if I decided to make sure I had everything I needed, I would forget to record. And I wanted to have an episode to put up for you guys, and I'm out of backlog, so... Bastard? Oh, there's 3 of them here. Thank you. Asshole. Be careful where you right click in the nether. Okay, I don't have to worry about killing any more of them. I think I have all of the skulls I'm gonna need for a while. You did not just shoot that at me. He says, yes, I did. And I'm gonna do it again. Asshole. Thank you. 5 tiers, nice. Well, I might have gotten 1 from the first one, but... So I don't think it's going to drop 5 tiers, even with looting. Anyway, now we got some blaze rods. Let's go ahead and make the things that we need to make. Toss those in. Up to 616 kills on that. Toss all that crap in. Okay, so wireless energy crystal. We need 2 of these particle generators per. I would like to have 3 of these crystals, so we're going to make 6 of these particle generators. Okay, maybe not. We're going to make 5. Is there any way to get blaze rods? I could compress blaze powder, but that would require me to make a compressor and then power it. I don't feel like going to that much trouble. So we'll start with 2. I'll probably make another one off camera. Okay, we're also going to need some Eyes of Ender. I'm just going to make a stack. Like I said, we're not hurting for Ender Pearls anymore. And that will allow me to make 1, 2 of these wireless energy crystals. I'm also going to want to have some IO crystals. I'm going to need at least 2, I know. We're going to hold on to the rest of these. Might use them later, don't know. Now, we're also going to need... where is it? It's a Draconic Evolution item. There it is, the crystal binder. We need a crystal binder, which is pretty easy. It requires a friggin' blaze rod. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but these soul cages. Now, this one, I think this one will ignore dimensions now. These soul cages, when you break them, you get the soul cage and the soul shard back. So let's pop that in there. And let's see if this will ignore dimension. Yes, it will. And that's going to get us some blaze rods. It's not going to get us as many blaze rods as, you know, we would otherwise get. Oh, I need to add blaze rods to this if I'm going to do this. I don't think we're ever going to need more bones than what we have, so I'll add blaze rods to this. Yeah, I seriously doubt we're going to need more than 29,000 bones. Maybe, I don't know. But this will give us a steady, if not amazing, supply of blaze rods. And actually, I can make my third crystal in a minute here. Maybe. This thing's glitched out again, isn't it? Yep. I still haven't figured this glitch out. For some reason, reattaching it makes it work. Alright, but now we can make the third wireless crystal, which is awesome. I don't need the Draconic tier, I need the Wyvern tier. Draconic tier is coming. But for right now, I just need the Wyvern tier. So we need one more particle generator. We're going to need a relay crystal in there. And that will give us the wireless energy crystal. There we go, 3 of them. We're also going to need the crystal binder, which now we have that. Okay, so how does this work? Well, this works by placing an IO crystal on something that generates power or receives power. You can do either. Now it says it's a basic energy relay crystal, but it's not. It is Wyvern tier. And then you set up relay points. I'm going to set up a relay point. Where am I going to want this? Sand. I'm going to want to get some sand for this. We'll get a stack of sand. And actually, I am going to need at least one more set of IOs. So, the way this works is we have the crystal over there. We're going to set up a relay. And this relay I'm going to set up here. Now, these relays do not have to be supported. They'll float. Just like that. Which I think is pretty awesome. You then take the crystal binder. And you sneak right-click to bind to a tool. If you need to clear it, you can sneak right-click in the air, and it clears it. But this one, we're going to set, let's see, can't link a device to itself. I don't remember how to change this to, do you do it with an empty hand? Let's see, we can clear the links from there. There we go. I/O mode, output. Actually, I can't remember if it's input or output. We'll find out in a minute. But this crystal binder is bound to that crystal. You can actually see it there. If we right-click this, we've now created a link. And when you're holding this, you can see the link. If you're not holding it, you won't see the link unless there's power flowing. Well, let's get some power flowing. Let's see. We are generating power. This generator is currently outputting all of its power through this cable. So let's break that cable. Now, we can see the beam from the crystal. This crystal is charging up. It has its own internal buffer of 16 million. So that has to charge first. But it is sending power. If we come up here and we look at this relay, this crystal up here also has power. And you can see we have one of 16 links. This crystal can link to 16 other crystals. This one down here can link to 3. Now, if we want to put this power into something, pretty easy to do. We come down here, place an I/O crystal on there, link that, link that. And this crystal is now gaining power. And we can see, well, it's not putting any power into it yet. Now, is it output or input? Oh, it's output. Okay. So, when the crystal's set to output, it wants to give its buffer up. When it's set to input, it wants to take any power available from an item. So this one is set to input. It wants to take all of the power out of this and beam that power out. This doesn't have an input-output mode because this is just a relay. Think of this as a capacitor, and think of these as the cables that make this work. And this is a cable connection. Okay? With me so far? Good. So what's that wireless crystal all about? Well, say I want to come over here to my, let's see, what's going to be a good example? Not the ME system. Say, yeah, I'm gonna want to have one up here anyway. So let's go ahead and put a wireless crystal up here. Wireless crystal there, and you can see this has 8 links, but it has 32 wireless links. What's that all about? Well, we come over here, and instead of having the relay bound to this, let's bind the relay to this wireless crystal. Okay, now this wireless crystal is now linked to this relay. Right now the relay has no power in it. Let's fix that. Let's give it some power. And we'll see the beam right now because it's sending power. Now that we've got a decent charge built up in here and in here, remember this? this enhanced energy conduit that's making this pump work, this is ugly. I don't like this. Let's make this go away, shall we? By coming up here and picking this wireless energy crystal, and then coming down here and right-clicking that, we are able to link these pumps with that wireless energy crystal. These pumps are now receiving power directly from this link. You can see that they're keeping their power. They're using 4 RF a tick. Power's not depleting. There's such a small amount of power going through those that you're not going to be able to see the beams at the moment. If I were to break the connection and then allow the connection, you'd momentarily see a bright beam come out as it refills. But you won't see that at the moment. Now, that's all well and good, you say, but how does this make this any more efficient? Because this output here is still limited to 25,000 RF a tick. What good does it have to have wireless transport with 25,000 RF a tick maximum? Well, it doesn't. It's time to fix that. If we come over to our ME system, we are going to make some induction casing. Requires energy tablets. And I really should not have the battery on me as I'm doing this, because these energy tablets are all going to have energy in them now. Okay, well, actually, no. Apparently I didn't have them in there long enough. Okay. That's going to allow us to make some induction casing. We're going to get 2 induction ports, which means we need an elite control circuit, which is an advanced control circuit, I already have one, okay. There's our elite control, and there is our induction ports. We're only going to need 2, okay. We are also going to need at least 2 induction providers, of which I'm going to make the advanced version. You can see now why I set up the auto crafting. It needs to make 50 enriched alloy in order to make this thing. It needs to craft 22 energy tablets. It needs 36 control circuits. It needs 8 advanced control circuits. Yeah. We're just going to let our crafting CPU handle this. It's going through and it's crafting the enriched alloy. It's also crafting glass, which it's sending into the furnace in there. I taught it how to make glass. It needs to craft 20 more glass. It has the 28 lithium it needs. It has all of this that it needs. It's crafting these. It also has 36 basic control circuits scheduled. It's going through and it's crafting the basic control circuits, storing the induction providers, and this is an estimate as to how much time is left on this crafting operation. It's not accurate, but it's not a bad estimation. It's still crafting these. It's done crafting the induction providers. It needs to craft 2 advanced induction, it needs to craft 8 of these advanced control circuits. It's got the 8 stored, and the advanced control circuits backfired because needs enriched alloy. I was afraid that was going to happen. Notice that this is being taken by a different crafting monitor. Now the advanced control circuits, well, it knows how to craft the advanced control circuits. Wait, metallurgic infuser? That's not right. This is a basic crafting recipe. Okay, well, I messed that up. If you ever need to edit a crafting recipe, you can do it by dropping it in here. And then you can re-encode the pattern. So this needs to be a molecular assembler pattern. This is never going to complete because it can't figure out how to do those circuits because I changed it. So we'll cancel that. We'll come back in here and we'll craft these again. It's got most of the parts already, so it just needs to craft 8 of those to craft 2 of those. And now when we start it, we should see this go pretty quick. Why are you not going pretty quick? You should know how to create that now. Did it not take the encoding? Oh, I need to change it back to a crafting pattern. We're going to allow subs. There. Now, we'll pop this back in the molecular assembler. Cancel this. Get the 2 induction providers. And it should be almost instant. Yep, it's already done. There's our 2 advanced induction providers. Okay? Now, we need a cell, a storage cell. We are going to make an ultimate induction cell. One of them. Do I have the rest? Do I have the materials for 2? I wonder. No. Missing iron, missing gold, missing osmium. I have everything else. We're going to go ahead and craft 1 ultimate induction cell. Start. And this is estimating it's going to take 15 minutes. I might actually want to help it out. Anyway, while this is running, we're going to go get started ripping stuff up. Okay? The first thing that we need to do is we need to rip up all of these energy cells. And we're going to get rid of this crafting table. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on ripping up the energy cells. What are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why this isn't centered. Can't believe it took me this long to realize that that thing wasn't centered. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Man, this texture is a bitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my induction cell is going to be 5 by 5. And yes, these say thermal evaporation blocks. They are not thermal evaporation blocks, obviously. We are going to need some more induction casing before all said and done. But we don't need to worry about it right now. That's only 4 by 4. Okay. We go around the outside. Now, we actually need more induction casing before I can do anything. How are we doing here? This is saying 7 minutes left. So this episode might go a little long. So we're going to need to craft a few more energy tablets. Can't do that while this is running. Let's actually... No, I'm going to let it run. Gonna let it run. Instead, I'm going to take the supplies to make some enriched alloy. Over to here. Because in here, I have a couple more enrichment chambers. These aren't fully upgraded, but it'll still let me make enriched alloy. And actually, I can speed this process up by coming in here, taking out the speed upgrades, which you can do by hitting the down button here. That allows you to take the upgrades out. And then we'll install them in this. And this should end up using about 200 RF a tick. Yep. But it's making this stuff very fast now. 16 will be enough. Should be enough. That'll give me about a stack? Yeah, about a stack of them. Energy tablets. I don't think those will get used by the crafting recipe. So I should be able to make a bunch of these. 32. Still not enough. Well, it actually might be enough. I don't know. Okay. Pop that down, and we'll go around the outside again. This is going to be the top layer for now. We have to have induction ports here. We're going to have one induction port there, one induction port there, okay? On the inside of these induction ports, we have to have the induction providers. The induction providers are what allows this thing to have input-output. If I were to complete the multi-block right now, we would see that this thing has become an induction matrix, but 0 cells, 2 providers. This thing, however, is capable of outputting 409,000 RF a tick. Huge improvement over 25,000 RF a tick. We can break this. You can come back and edit this thing as will. At will. You can add induction providers. You can take induction providers out and upgrade them. You can take energy cells out and upgrade them. The energy cells that you take out will remember how much power they had in them, and if you upgrade them, they will continue to hold that power. Everything in this block remembers everything that it has and will reconfigure itself on the fly when you're done. Where are we at with this? Schedule 220. I might be able to speed this up a little bit by helping it out. We're going to go help this thing out a little bit because I kind of want to get this episode done so that I don't have another 55 minute episode. And we'll toss the iron in the hopper there, which for some reason is not working. Now, the induction casing that I'm making, the 5x5 that I made, you can go much, much bigger than that. Right now, I don't have a need to because I'm putting one ultimate cell in here. I'm actually going to have a lot of empty space in here, and empty space in here is okay. You don't have to fill every block in here. I could actually, if I had the induction casing, I could actually build this thing up and have only the 2 induction providers and the 1 cell in there and have a crap load of empty space. That is perfectly okay by the rules of the induction casing. Okay, we're gonna get 2 stacks of this, and then I'm gonna go see if I can help this out. I'm gonna help it out by canceling the auto crafting. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna cancel this. We're gonna dump the 128 of these that I just made in here. We're gonna craft the ultimate induction cell again. If we come in here and look, much less time to wait. It is going up again, which is annoying. But it's getting there. It's getting there a lot faster than it was. Right now, enriched alloy is definitely one of the stopgaps for my extreme high tier auto crafting. Let's go ahead and dump another stack of this in. We'll get another stack of the enriched alloy, and then we'll take it and go help out. I knew this was going to happen. This episode's going to run long, because now that I'm this close to the induction, I don't want to leave it alone, you know? Scheduled 140. Well, cancel it. We'll dump in this stack. We'll get it going again. Okay, it only needs to schedule 52 more of these things now. So we'll sit here and we'll just watch this. We're getting about 1 a second. So countdown probably about 35 seconds, because after it gets this, it's going to need to go back through and complete all of this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Crafting a few more in order to finish the last little bits. Done, 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 bam. Ultimate induction cell. Pick up my wand that I just threw on the floor. If we take this ultimate induction cell, we pop it in here, complete the casing, we get the multi-block particle effect, and this thing is now capable of storing a measly, how much is this? Yeah, 204 billion RF. Wyvern energy crystal on there. IO mode output. Link the relay. Turn it on. Input 9.97 KRF a tick. Nice. All right. IO crystal on there. Let's put a secondary relay up here. And I want it kind of next to this one, because I think that's going to look cool. Link you to you. Link you. Actually, you know what? We need to break this link, the link going to that wireless crystal. So, Wyvern wireless energy crystal. If we hit identify, it's going to light up that beam. So this, we need to unlink. Okay? We're linked to that. We'll link to that. So, we are now charging our system. We now have the ability to output power to our system. And this needs to be in mode input because it wants to take power out of there. Why are we not pulling power? Oh, because we have to change this configurator to output mode. Hold the configurator, right-click that. This is now in output mode. So this is your input, this is your output. It is now sending power. We're still getting a power boost. And look, this thing filled up at 16 million already. This thing filled up its 16 million already. That thing filled up its 16 million already. Like, holy crap. Nice, huh? Check this out. All this crap, we don't need this anymore. We don't need this capacitor bank here. As a matter of fact, we're going to take this capacitor bank. We're going to break these power cells. We're going to break this power cell. We're going to go ahead and put the capacitor bank on here. That is going to, well, that's not going to charge that, is it? Why are you not accepting power? You're supposed to accept power. And I'll put the power cell on there for the moment. Why is this not accepting power? And we'll figure it out. Anyway. Could actually probably just do it with one of these. So, let's break one of these resonant energy cells off. Let's try connecting that. Where's that resonant energy cell? There it is. We are going to attach that there. We're going to set this side to output and all the other sides to input. Okay? This should now be getting power. It is. So this energy cell is draining, but let's fix that. Remember this crystal? Yeah, let's link that to that. Yes, you can get that kind of range. This is now full. Okay. And you can see it's sending small little blips of power. Just tiny little blips of power. What about all the machines in here? Yep. I don't have to power any of these with conduits anymore. I can rip those all out and connect them wirelessly. All those machines over there? Yep, same with them. Machines in there? Yep. The pumps in there? Yep. Can connect all of this wirelessly. My farming station here? Yep, can connect them too. We can connect all of this stuff to power through these wireless crystals and say screw the conduit for good. This thing is holding 132 million RF. This has already exceeded, or no, it's at about half of the maximum capacity that my entire system had before. My entire system before had a capacity of 225 million RF. We're already halfway there, and this thing hasn't even registered a blip. This, my friends, is power. While we're at it, let's drain this capacitor bank. I/O mode. Input. Oh, active with signal. That's why it wasn't outputting. I had this thing set to active with signal because I was trying to keep that. I was trying to make sure I had a way to shut this off so that I would always have power to run my ME system. That was a holdover from before I had the... I forgot about my blaze spawn run over there. I better not forget that. Yeah, this was a holdover from before I had the solar panel up. Bind that crystal to that relay. Now we're draining the power out of these cells and this capacitor bank, by extension, into our new gigantic induction matrix. Now, what if I told you this isn't even the best part? Remember this crystal? Well, I've got 2 generators in there, right? 2 generators are capable of handling 4 crystals. Well, look, I just happen to have 2 more crystals here. Let's pop another crystal down. Some crystals are too powerful for this size generator. Well then, let's fix that. We can fix that by changing the size of the generator and making it a 4 square. Two of you. Couple of you. 2 more of you. Pop, pop. For right now, let's go ahead and just pop that on there. And check this out. Now we're pulling in 39,000 RF a tick. Let's go ahead and make a couple more generator blocks, huh? Yeah, we'll make one more. One more might be able to do it. This is going to be an hour-long episode. I am sorry. Okay. Oh, we're still not able to get that last crystal out. I wonder if the generator controller can be on top of the generator. Let's find out. Nothing like playing around with this when I'm 57 minutes into an episode, huh? Oh, yep. Now we're generating 59,000 RF a tick. This is still capable of handling that amount of power. This is now taking in 59,000 RF a tick. It's currently outputting 434 RF a tick. So we can get a very good indication of exactly how much we're putting in and how much we're taking out from this. These, completely drained. We can pick all this up now. The cable network we had underneath here, no longer necessary. We can get rid of all of it. We can encase our generator completely so we don't have to worry about radiation leaks anymore. We can get rid of the annoying cable sticking into the ground here. We can do so much with this. And the best part is, I can now charge this thing with a massive amount of power and then forget about it for a little while. Who cares? It's going to have power. Not a problem. Don't have to worry about it. So, now we have a real power plant. By the way, let's go ahead and pop you. Where is that? Where does this oh, that's right. This connects to these. So, what we'll do is we'll just pick up these conduits. We'll pop a resonant energy cell on here. He is allowed to take in from this side. And he's going to output... How do I want to do this? I would like to do it on the inside there, but don't think that's going to happen. What I could do is break this again, put it right there, input from the top, output to the side, like that, relay crystal there, or IO crystal, not relay. That's in input mode. Good. Bind that. Bind that to our input relay. Power the generator on. Reactor is live. It is currently backlogging steam. Throughput is very shortly going to be we're getting 400 RF a tick from each one of these. So we're getting another 2,000 RF a tick coming into here. 61.53K RF a tick coming in. We're already at 500 million RF, and this thing hasn't even registered a blip on the screen here. All right, I think this episode has gone on long enough. It is an hour-long induction matrix special, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have learned something from this. This has been Night Dagger with episode 22 of Let's Play on Galt's Gorge. I'm going to go through and rewire my entire base now. I'm going to do that off camera. So I'll show you guys what I did next episode. Until then, I'll catch you later, peeps.